Welcome to Master Persuasion, 21 Psychological Tricks to Influence Anyone. Did you know that every day, you make countless decisions influenced by subtle psychological cues? From the way you choose what to buy to how you interact with others, these influences shape our everyday lives more than we realize. Imagine this. A simple word or gesture can sway someone's opinion or decision without them even noticing. In fact, studies show that up to 95% of our decisions are subconscious. In this video, you'll uncover the hidden secrets of persuasion backed by real science and proven techniques. Get ready to discover how to use the power of mirroring, the allure of scarcity, and the magic of storytelling to captivate and persuade anyone. These are not just theories but practical tools you can start using today to enhance your influence in both personal and professional settings. Join us on this journey as we delve into the fascinating world of human behavior and uncover 21 psychological tricks that will transform how you connect with and persuade others. Get ready to unlock the secrets of persuasion and elevate your communication skills to new heights. 1. The art of subliminal messaging. How to influence without words. Subliminal messaging is all about planting seeds in someone's mind without them knowing. Have you ever heard a song on repeat and then found yourself humming it later? That's the power of subliminals. For instance, marketers use this by placing hidden messages in ads to make you crave a product. A study from the University of Washington found that subliminal messages can influence people's preferences by up to 15%. Imagine using this in conversations. Just like advertisers, you can subtly guide someone's thoughts by carefully choosing your words and gestures. It's like Inception, but real. Start by slipping positive affirmations into your chats. They might not notice it, but their subconscious will pick it up. 2. Mirror magic. The power of mimicking body language. Mirroring is a natural behavior we all do without thinking. When you mimic someone's body language, they feel more connected to you. According to a study published in the Journal of Nonverbal Behavior, people are more likely to trust and like those who mirror their gestures. It's a simple trick. If they cross their legs, you cross yours. If they lean in, you do the same. It's like creating an invisible bond. People love seeing a reflection of themselves. Try this next time you're in a conversation, and watch how quickly they warm up to you. It's subtle, but incredibly effective. 3. The reciprocity rule. Giving to receive. Reciprocity is the idea that people feel obliged to return favors. It's deeply ingrained in our social behavior. Ever noticed how free samples make you want to buy the product? That's reciprocity at work. A study from Cornell University shows that people are twice as likely to help someone who has done something for them. Use this to your advantage by offering small acts of kindness. It could be as simple as giving a compliment or helping with a task. When you give, people naturally feel the need to give back. It's a win-win situation. Think of it as planting a seed that grows into a beneficial relationship. 4. Anchoring effect. Set the tone for any conversation. Anchoring is all about setting a reference point that influences decisions. Did you know that the first number mentioned in a negotiation often sets the stage for the entire discussion? According to behavioral economist Dan Ariely, anchors can significantly affect decisions. For example, if you're selling something, start with a high price. This sets a high anchor, making any lower offer seem reasonable. It's a powerful tool in negotiations. Next time you negotiate, remember to set your anchor first. It's like setting the stage for the performance you want. People are surprisingly predictable when anchors are involved. 5. The decoy effect. Guide choices subtly. The decoy effect is a clever tactic to influence choices. Imagine you're choosing between two items, a cheap one and an expensive one. If a third, less attractive option is introduced, you're more likely to pick the expensive one. A study from The Economist showed that adding a decoy option increased the sales of a higher-priced product by 30%. You can use this trick in everyday decisions. If you want someone to choose option A, introduce option B as a decoy. It's like magic, but backed by psychology. People feel smarter when they can make comparisons, even if those comparisons are subtly guided. 6. Emotional contagion. Spread the right feelings. Emotional contagion is the phenomenon where we catch others' emotions. Have you ever felt happy because someone else was happy? That's emotional contagion in action. Research from the University of California, Berkeley found that emotions can spread like viruses. If you're positive and upbeat, others will mirror your mood. This is powerful in both personal and professional settings. Next time you're in a meeting or social event, try to project positivity. You'll be amazed at how quickly others pick up on it. It's like being a beacon of light that others can't help but follow. 7. The power of because, the secret word that enhances compliance. The word because is more powerful than you might think. Adding a reason to your request, even a trivial one, significantly increases compliance. A famous study by Harvard psychologist Ellen Langer found that people were more likely to let someone cut in line if they used the word because. For example, "Can I cut in line because I need to make a copy?" was 93% effective compared to 60% without a reason. It's a simple yet effective strategy. Next time you ask for something, always include because followed by a reason. It makes your request seem more justified, and people are more likely to agree. 8. The scarcity principle. Create urgency and desire. Scarcity is a powerful motivator. People tend to want what they think they can't have. This principle is why limited time offers are so effective. A study by Warkle, Lee, and Adewole found that people rated cookies in a scarce supply jar as more desirable than those in an abundant jar. You can use this in your daily life by creating a sense of urgency. For example, if you're organizing an event, mention that only a few spots are left. It triggers a fear of missing out, or FOMO, which can drive action. It's all about making something seem rare and, therefore, more valuable. 9. Social proof. The herd mentality in action. Social proof is the idea that people will follow the actions of others. We naturally look to others to guide our behavior. A classic experiment by Solomon Asch showed that people often conform to group opinion, even when it's clearly wrong. This is why testimonials and reviews are so influential. If you want to persuade someone, show them that others have already done what you're suggesting. It could be as simple as saying, "Many people have found this helpful." People feel safer making decisions that align with what others are doing. It's like having a herd mentality in your favor. 10. The consistency principle. Lock in agreement. The consistency principle is about aligning actions with previous commitments. Once someone commits to something, they are more likely to follow through to stay consistent with their initial stance. Dr. Robert Cialdini, in his book, Influence, The Psychology of Persuasion, explains how this works. For example, if someone agrees to a small request, they're more likely to agree to a larger one later. This is known as the foot in the door technique. Start with small asks and build up. Consistency makes people feel reliable and trustworthy. It's like creating a path of small agreements leading to a big commitment. 11. Foot in the door technique. Small requests lead to big wins. This technique involves getting someone to agree to a small request first. Once they agree, they're more likely to comply with a larger request. A study by Friedman and Fraser showed that homeowners who agreed to a small sign in their yard were more likely to later agree to a large billboard. Use this in your interactions by starting with something small and non-threatening. For example, ask for a minor favor before requesting something more significant. It's about building a pattern of yeses. Once you get the ball rolling, bigger agreements come easier. It's like opening the door a little wider each time. 12. The halo effect. Shine through associations. The halo effect is when our impression of one positive trait influences our overall perception of someone. If someone is good-looking, we often assume they are also smart and kind. This was highlighted by psychologist Edward Thorndike. You can use this to your advantage by associating yourself with positive traits or successful people. For example, if you're introducing yourself, mention a notable achievement or a respected connection. It's like borrowing shine from other qualities. This can make you seem more appealing and trustworthy. It's all about creating a positive first impression that colors all subsequent perceptions. 13. Framing effect. Present your ideas in the best light. Framing is all about how information is presented. The same fact can have different impacts depending on how it's framed. For instance, 90% fat-free sounds more appealing than 10% fat. A study by Kahneman and Tversky showed how framing can influence decision-making. You can use this by presenting your ideas in the most favorable light. If you're proposing a project, highlight the benefits first. It's like choosing the best angle for a photo. The right frame makes all the difference. Think about how you can phrase things to emphasize the positive and minimize the negative. 14. The authority principle. Influence through expertise. People are more likely to follow the advice of someone they see as an authority. This principle is why doctors' recommendations carry so much weight. A study in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology found that people comply more with requests from those in positions of authority. You can leverage this by showcasing your expertise and credentials. Mention any relevant experience or qualifications when giving advice. It's about establishing credibility. When people see you as an expert, they're more likely to listen and follow your guidance. It's like wearing an invisible badge of authority. 1.5 The contrast principle. Highlighting differences to persuade. The contrast principle is a clever way to make choices more appealing. Imagine you're shown a very expensive product first, followed by a moderately priced one. The second option suddenly seems like a bargain. This principle is often used in retail. A study by Cialdini found that people perceived prices differently based on what they saw first. Use this trick by presenting a less attractive option before your main offer. It's like setting the stage for a star performance. This way, your primary suggestion looks much better by comparison. It's all about context and perception. 16 Pacing and leading. Sync and guide conversations. Pacing and leading is a technique from NLP, neuro-linguistic programming. It involves matching someone's behavior, pacing, and then subtly guiding them to your desired outcome, leading. Tony Robbins often uses this method in his seminars. Start by mirroring the other person's body language and speech patterns. Once you've established rapport, gradually change your behavior to guide them. It's like dancing in sync and then taking the lead. This approach creates a sense of connection and trust. It makes the other person more open to your suggestions and directions. 17 The power of positive labels. Influence through identity. Labeling someone with a positive trait can influence their behavior. If you tell someone they are helpful, they're more likely to act helpfully. A study by Walton and Cohen found that labeling students as good citizens increased their participation in a school activity. Use this in your interactions by giving positive labels. For example, tell a colleague they're a great leader. It's like giving them a title to live up to. Positive labeling can boost confidence and encourage desirable behaviors. People tend to act in ways that are consistent with the labels they receive. 18 The peak end rule. Leave lasting impressions. The peak end rule states that people judge experiences based on how they felt at the peak, most intense point, and at the end. Nobel Prize winner Daniel Kahneman found that these moments have a huge impact on our overall perception. When planning an event or interaction, focus on creating a strong climax and a positive ending. It's like ensuring the best parts of a movie are memorable. For example, end a meeting on a high note with a motivational message. This leaves a lasting positive impression, making the entire experience seem better. 19 The Ben Franklin effect. Turn favors into bonds. The Ben Franklin effect suggests that people like you more after doing you a favor. Franklin himself used this tactic to win over a rival. He asked to borrow a rare book and then returned it with gratitude. A study by Jecker and Landy confirmed that doing favors for someone can increase liking. Next time, instead of offering help, ask for a small favor. It's like creating a bond through reciprocity. When people do something nice for you, they justify it by thinking they must like you. This strengthens your relationship. 20 Storytelling magic. Persuade through narrative. Storytelling is a powerful way to influence and connect. People are wired to respond to stories. Dr. Paul Zak found that narratives with emotional content can trigger the release of oxytocin, a bonding hormone. Use storytelling to make your points more relatable and memorable. Share personal anecdotes or case studies to illustrate your message. It's like painting a picture with words. Stories engage emotions and make your ideas stick. They turn abstract concepts into tangible experiences. This makes your message more impactful and persuasive. 21 The illusion of choice. Guide decisions with limited options. The illusion of choice involves offering multiple options to steer someone toward a specific decision. People feel empowered when they think they have choices, even if the choices are subtly guided. A study by Iyengar and Lepper found that people are more satisfied with their decisions when they have fewer options. Offer a few curated choices that all lead to a desired outcome. It's like guiding someone down a path with multiple routes that all end at the same destination. This technique makes decision-making easier and ensures the outcome you want.